I really like Jake a lot, you know, but once he's in that ring, you have to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
When in your career are you going to actually fight a contender in your weight class and not do gimmick fights?
I mean, the skill level alone, now of course, there is a size difference, a height difference and all that, but he's just going to struggle so much landing a shot. You know, it's just going to look bad.
In a surprising twist, boxing icon Mike Tyson made an unannounced appearance at the Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis press conference, instantly electrifying the room. Tyson delivered a fiery message to Jake, warning him to fight like your life depends on it. He made it clear that stepping into the ring with a relentless fighter like Davis is no joke, and that Paul better be ready for a real war.
I saw Jake Paul's fat body videos, and if you think he's taking his training seriously for you.
Listen, I think he's taking it very, very seriously because his health depends on it. And yeah, he's nobody I'm not looking past him. I'm taking him lightly at all.
The Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Tank Davis fight has evolved beyond mere spectacle. It's now officially classified as an exhibition bout, mainly due to the huge size and weight gap between the two fighters. The Florida Athletic Commission refused to sanction it as a professional match for safety reasons. Under the agreed rules, the fight will feature 10 3-minute rounds with both men wearing 12-ounce gloves. Knockouts will still count, and the outcome will be scored by 2 human judges along with 1 AI judge, a new experiment aimed at bringing more fairness and objectivity to the scoring process.
The Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. It was 190. He said it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Oh, so Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
Reports indicate that Gervonta Davis has packed on significant muscle during training camp, now weighing close to 160 pounds, a big jump from his usual lightweight limit of 135. While he's still below the agreed catch weight for his exhibition fight with Jake Paul, the added size could work in his favor. The extra muscle may boost his punching power and improve his ability to absorb shots, potentially making him an even more dangerous and unpredictable threat once he steps into the ring.
Gervonta Tank Davis, is my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds.
Teddy Atlas believes Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the most complete fighters in boxing today. He praises Davis not just for his knockout power, but for his sharp counterpunching, smart distance control, and calm mindset under pressure. According to Atlas, Tank knows when to stay patient and when to strike, always thinking ahead rather than relying solely on strength. He sees Davis as a rare mix of power, skill, and ring intelligence, the kind of fighter who could expose Jake Paul's still developing technique and show the difference between experience and hype.
The only other time he was in, for the fans to get mad with that, was against Fury's Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, you know, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a 2-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound for pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195 pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news with Jake Paul and Tank Davis?
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But, back in the day, I love the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I love the old-time fighters. They were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be comparing him with this because...
Despite Gervonta Davis's superior skills and impressive new physique, former super middleweight champion Carl Froch has issued a serious warning. He believes Jake Paul's size and unusual punching power could pose real danger to Davis, who isn't used to taking shots from someone that big. Froch's comments echo growing concern in the boxing world that this fight is less about fair competition and more about spectacle, with many questioning both its legitimacy and the safety of the fighters involved.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
Carl Froch has issued a serious warning about the safety concerns surrounding the upcoming Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis exhibition fight, pointing out the massive 65-pound weight difference between them. He stressed that such a gap poses real danger, as no amount of skill can fully offset that kind of physical imbalance. Froch called it an irresponsible matchup, saying fights like this risk turning boxing into spectacle at the expense of fighter safety.
Conference, and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer, he never will be, and he proved time and time again that he's not a professional fighter. So Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he does so much wrong. It's just, everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, who's a professional, and it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level, and then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different. It's like a different sport.
Following Jake Paul's dominant win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., debate has reignited about whether he's ready to face top 15 or top 20 ranked fighters. Amado Vargas shared his thoughts, suggesting Paul may be close to earning those kinds of opportunities, but much of the boxing world remains skeptical. Promoter Eddie Hearn echoed that view, saying Paul is improving fast and could soon merit a WBC ranking, yet there are still many seasoned professionals who've earned their positions through tougher competition. The discussion highlights the growing divide between Paul's soaring fame and whether his resume truly reflects readiness for elite-level boxing.
Shots at the end. Any of them hurt you?
I just think Chavez didn't get started. That's the only thing. I mean, you can't win.
I want to be world champion. Zerto looks slow as shit tonight.
You can't win if you don't throw, you know? So it was kind of like the Ryan Garcia Rollies thing. You know, Rollies didn't, I mean, Ryan really didn't get started, so, you know.
What'd you think about how Jake looked and fought?
You know what?
You're very tough.
If he sucked ass, he sucked ass, but he actually looks pretty good. There's people who walking in the gym, you can tell right away if they can box or not. So he can box, is selling out, you know, obviously this arena, and the only thing I can do is take a page out of his book and, you know, put it towards my showmanship. So,
you think he's ready for someone like top 15, top 20?
I mean, look, you know, he knows who to fight. Obviously, he's, you know, growing in his career. If he really wants to make a career, I wish him nothing but the best. But I just think that, you know, it's going to be a little longer until then.
Thank you, I mean, appreciate it. Oh, give us an update about you. You got a date coming up.
July 26th, Madison Square Garden. I'm ripped up. I'm ready to go. Ran with Manny Pacquiao yesterday, and you know, 15-0 on the way. Let's go, baby. Thank you.